welcome. Hi, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to today's episode. I know it's kind of not the usual time that I do things at, but I am doing it. We're doing it live. Fuck it. Yes, welcome, reprobates. Thank you for joining me. I'm just going to give a quick shout out to all my patrons here. We got Don Melton, Lol Batty, Mr. Belmoson, Aaron Alston, Mike Waddley, Ryan Kranick, Alan Carfigno, Stacy, Sapphire, Cindy Shigler, Will Davidson, Riley Martin, Jessica Carrizo, Paul Taylor, Minnie Ford, Simple Truth, Audrey Goldran, Leanna Mack, Tammy Bertra, No Monday, Sean Keaty, Brooke Hash, Christy Young, Christopher Hawk, Robert Guglio, Helen C. Jones, and Jason Stevens, and Susan Boston. That's everybody who's on my Patreon list. If you would like to be shouted out in no particular order and to no specific riffs, then you can go and click on the link in the description and join my Patreon for exclusive content and also helping me to eat food every so often. It's a great thing to do. I'm glad you all joined me. So today, I'm gonna I'm doing kind of an easy one, but also an important one. I've gotten a lot of new subscribers in the last few months, and some of you don't really know all that much about what I do. And yeah, so this is kind of this is almost like a fucking recap episode for those of you who have been around for a while. I know that if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know what the fuck Slab City Library is. You know who I am. You know what I do. But I'm just gonna explain it to you as though you have no fucking idea. You've never met me before, which some of you haven't met me, or most of you haven't, or been on my channel for very long. So, yeah. But first, before I do that, I'm gonna smoke a little bit of weed. Because I have social anxiety. Okay, so I'm just gonna explain it to you as though you have no fucking frame of reference here. So, we'll start with Slab City because I'm gonna assume that I'm just gonna assume that you don't know what that is. I'm gonna talk to you like you're a person that I just met at a party or something. Slab City is an abandoned military base that was dismantled after World War II. People started squatting there back in the 50s, and it's since then grown into a whole town full of fucking weirdos in the desert, living totally off grid, and in whatever they feel like living in, building RVs, shacks, mud huts, you name it. People, some people live in literal trash piles, and that's their fucking God-given right. And some people live in super fucking high-end motorhomes and everything in between. I live at Slab City Library, which is an anarchist library that I reestablished back in 2014 from the ruins that were left from the original library, which was built by a woman named Rosalie, who passed away in 2003. Long before I ever got to Slab City. I got to Slab City for the first time in 2011, 2012. I think it was 2011. No, it wasn't. It was 2012. Okay, first time I got to Slab City was 2012. Long after she had passed, and kind of the old era was just kind of coming to an end in Slabs, where it was like mostly old timers that hung out there. Anyway, so the library was about to not exist. What was left of Rosalie's library, she had passed away about 10 years before I ever first set foot in the place. And I needed a place to be, and I wanted to see what I could make if I sat in one place for long enough. I had been on the road for a few years at that point. I had been homeless, living out of my van for a few years before hitting the road, and I had been coming to visit Slab City seasonally for 3 years before I even saw the library for the first time. Was it 3 years? Maybe it was 4 years. I don't know. 3 years, whatever. Anyway, you may notice that I appear to be sitting in a library now, but I'm not currently in Slab City Library. I'm in New Orleans. And yeah. I'm going to see what's up with the chat. Let's see who's all in here today. Oh, we got a lot of comments. Hi, hello, welcome. Got some cool folks in here. Douglas, Amy, Captain Grimson, Rot Ostrich, Sonia, Mystic, Lodi, Kim's Nature Channel, Jesus, Sharon, Alex. A lot of folks in here. Hey. Yeah, so it's been interesting. I actually don't really know where to start on the library thing. I was at the Slab City Library for about 6-7 years total, long term. Now I'm traveling, and I still maintain my address at the library, but I'm not living there long term anymore. I just need some way to get medical, so I'll be returning to Slab City Library for a short amount of time this winter to go and get hopefully some dentist stuff done and some medical shit, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, the library took a lot of time and work to build. From what it was when I first moved into it. I spent a lot of time going out into the desert and harvesting building materials from abandoned buildings. In the desert, there's lots and lots of places that are abandoned. There's just like, if you go out in the middle of the desert, there's shit laying around all over the damn place. And if you keep your eyes peeled, you can kind of see, you start to notice what places haven't been touched in a long time and are just falling apart, and nobody gives a shit about them. So in staying as long as I did in Slab City, I got a pretty good fucking idea of which places were ripe for harvesting. So that's where almost all of the building supplies that went into building Slab City Library came from. Just going out to bandos, loading up whatever vehicle I was in or whatever, and hauling it back. And I would organize it into different piles for different projects. And for some of the larger projects, it took like literally years to assemble all of the supplies in order to do it. Like there's this big open area in the library that's kind of like the main room where there's the best shade, the ceiling's the highest, and it's just like open and big. Getting the wood beams and the sheet metal for that particular section of roof took me maybe like 2-3 years. I mean, I didn't like go out and just do that finding materials, but just like passively gathering the supplies for that took a long time. But once I got all the pieces, the roof went right up. I built a solar power system out of discarded solar panels from the solar plant nearby. I got those in a work trade. They were damaged and they would have been thrown away anyway, but the guy that was paying me under the table to do work there decided to throw those in with my pay. So that's where a lot of the power from the library comes from. A number of other panels I traded for over the years, and a few of them were also donated to the library, which is rad. And other components of the power system were also donated. There's a full kitchen. It all runs on propane, or for the most part. There's many amenities. The library also has a bar, which is pretty sweet, and it's improved a lot over the years. It used to just be a cooler with ice and like only natty ice, and pretty much for the longest time we only served natty ice, but now it's got a number of other options for beverages. So there's the bar, there's a movie theater, there's a fire pit where people can hang out. We've done a lot of interesting projects over the years, but one thing that I never really did much of while I was there was gardening. So the new caretaker, curator, resident librarian is much more better at planting and growing things than I am. So I'm interested to see how it looks now that she's been working on growing some plants. I'm excited. We'll see how that goes. It's really hard to grow stuff in Slab City. It's really dry and it's really hot, especially this time of year. So things don't grow well, and they get eaten by pests a lot. Let's see. Rushan is in. Yodi and me. Mystic says, my name is Amber. Okay, Amber, I'll try to remember that. I don't know if I will. Kim says, I was just watching an old video from 5 years ago when you guys were putting up the fence around it. Yeah, the fence is almost all the way around it. I've wanted to finish it before I headed out last year to hit the road again, but doing that fencing project took an insane amount of materials because I wanted like a nice beefcake ass fence going around the whole perimeter. Just because, for one thing, it makes it harder for people to walk through your yard, which can be disruptive when you're trying to do stuff, keeping an eye on people, scoping your shit. And for another thing, it's a clear defined border of your space. Now, if you're not familiar with the way that Slab City works, as I said earlier, it's an abandoned military base that is home to a lot of squatters, and most of them are seasonal, but there's about 150 year-round residents that live out there too. So since it's a squatter town, the rules are a little bit murky, and for me personally, I think it makes my life a lot easier when I make it easy for other people to respect my boundaries. So putting up a fence was a really great choice for that. Lodi asks, what are you most proud of that you built? I'm pretty proud of like a lot of it. I think that the first thing that comes to mind for something that I'm like really proud of is actually the solar system and the wiring with it, and also putting up the structure that holds up the solar panels. That was like a whole fucking saga. You can actually watch a lot of that on my channel here. I did live stream episodes where we were working on those things, and I've done a tour of our solar system. I've done a couple of them. So yeah, if you're interested in that, you should definitely check it out. I'm especially proud of like the frame that was set up for the solar panels, because it's like really tall, and this was before I had ever welded anything, so I hired a welder to tack together a couple of really tall like radio tower pole kind of things, and then between me and two other people, we slid this like giant metal frame up on top of it. It's like 14 feet tall, and that was I think quite a feat. But yeah, also I'm pretty damn proud of the fence too. That took like an insane amount of work. But yeah, the living room in the library I'm also really proud of too. But that's like the tree fort area. Captain Grimm says mattress skeletons make great fences. Yes, they do. Yeah, it took I should count how many mattresses it took to fence in all the way around the yard. It's not all mattresses. Some of it is salvaged pieces of fencing that myself or others dragged out of wherever. And for putting up like a lot of the fence, there's actually an edited video that I made a few years back of me and a crew of I think like 7 people just knocking out this whole side of the fence, because we had a really shitty neighbor at that point, and she just was always fucking getting into stuff, always like pushing boundaries, walking into camp. Her dogs would like run into our camp and fucking just like, cause problems, or like bark at tourists who were trying to come up to the library. And this was like earlier. It wasn't like the first year. It was maybe the second or third. So it was just kind of like one of those moments where it was like, okay, well, we have enough materials to put up like a fence just between our 2 camps to make it easier for her dogs to not run into the yard and terrorize tourists, and for her to wander into the yard to like yell about something that we have no business being yelled at about. So yeah, that was pretty sick. I think we put down like 28 posts in a day and a whole bunch of fencing. It was fucking awesome. I was proud, and it's actually a really good video. I think it's called like This Is Anarchy. And yeah, interesting video. It's kind of a lot of things happening in that video. That's just one of the things. Okay, Captain Grimm is posting the new Cheese Dog Mafia t-shirt, because you gotta keep them cheese dogs out of your yard by putting up a sick fence, and then you gotta let your family and friends know that there's a legitimate threat on their cheese. And yeah, get a shirt. There's also a Discord server you can join if you want to get down with the kickdown. I am like super broke again. What else is fucking new? So there is a link to my PayPal in the description. There's also a link to the Venmo. I could definitely use it. I've been fucking running myself ragged out here. That's why I haven't been doing. I almost wasn't gonna do this live stream today, but I was like I literally need. I need to make some fucking cheddar here. Fucking throw down, please and thank you. I'm like, I'm trying to fucking stay positive, but it's like, you know what I mean. But yeah, anyway. So my old hustle, of course, was the library, where people come in, they get materials, check out the free pile, take books. There's no due dates, no library cards, and so the library is donation based, and people just walking in there and seeing how fucking expansive it is, how much work and effort and love and attention to detail has been put into it. Like, of course they're gonna be like, oh, shut up and take my fucking, here's some donations, put in the tip jar on the bar, get a fucking beer, we're all good. So that's, obviously that was my hustle for a long time, and because of that situation, I was able to save up enough money during the winter seasons to like buy a number of nice things to put back into the library and to kind of build it up, make it bigger, make it better, and further the mission of distributing free knowledge and resources to people in one of the most poor counties in the U.S. And yeah, I think it's really important to do, and a lot of people really, really appreciated it. So that's how I used to make my money. Now I'm not doing that anymore. I am gonna be running the bar and the library for a couple of weeks this winter while Zoe's taking a well-deserved vacation in November. So yeah, November. That sounds about right. Whenever I'm done with oh, sorry. Thank you, Captain Grimm. Aurora, my bad. So Aurora was going by her other name and just recently decided to go by Aurora, and I totally spaced on it. My bad. Thank you for correcting me, Captain. This is why we have a captain in the chat to wrangle me when I'm a stupid moron. I am not stoned enough. I don't know why I'm so tired today too. I just don't understand it. It's almost like I did a bunch of drugs yesterday or something for fun and for no reason. Yeah, probably that's it. All right, let's see what we got. Somebody just threw something in my PayPal. I appreciate you. I'm trying to take a look at who you is. It's Amy Sorry again. That's in Texas. Thanks so much. I really appreciate you. Fuck yeah. And it's getting to near the end of the month, so my YouTube money should roll, and that's good. Anyway, so if you have questions about Slab City Library, and I know you do, because literally every single fucking live stream that I do, I ignore a million questions about the library, including, are you going back to the library, which I already answered earlier in this stream. But then, of course, 5 minutes after I explained the situation, somebody asked if I'm ever going back to the library. Yes, I'm going. Yes. So if you have any other questions, now would be the time. Hey, Nomad Terry's in chat. Fuck yeah. Burning questions about Slab City Library. It took, nobody asked, but it took I feel it took 2 years to get the space built up enough that it started to become comfortable. For the first year, it was like pretty primitive. For the first couple of years, it was pretty primitive. Like, it was basically just like a shade structure with a couch, and we would haul buckets of water from the canal for cooling. There was no generator. There was barely a solar power system. the outhouse was pretty damn crude, and and it was just kind of like open, barren desert. Like, anybody could have walked in and through, and did often. In Texas says food prices are crazy high. Yes, I know. That's why I'm super grateful that you kicked me down that fucking PayPal, Cheddar. I appreciate you. Captain Grim says, yay, we have to do a barbecue at the library so I can burn some hot diggities. I think you mean glizzies, my man. We're gonna smoke some glizzies. Actually, I think that would be really rad if we did a little get together in November. Fucking Reprobate Crew 2022. We'll hash that out, because I'm definitely gonna be there, because Zoe needs a fucking vacation, and I need to be there to do dentist shit. So, yes. Now we're getting some good questions about the library. Lieutenant Dan is asking me about not the library. I already answered this question earlier in the stream. I'm in New Orleans. Robert E. McCallum says, what can you get at the library besides books? Oh, like what can you, as like a person walking into the library, get at the library? Besides books, there's not only books, but there's magazines and zines, which are independent publishings, which I'm currently surrounded by. These are also zines. And you can get sometimes food and snacks. You can get a drink at the bar. You can get art supplies often, educational materials, art, school supplies. There's oftentimes like camping supplies, free dog food a lot of the times, and clothes, shoes, med supplies. It really depends on what we have in. Kim's Nature Channel asks, how many visitors on average visit the library? Well, that changes depending on what time of year it is. If it's the summertime, it could be, on average, I would say like 1 to 2 parties of people will show up in the library most days, but sometimes nobody shows up because it's balls hot. Nobody goes to Slab City in the summer. And if you're thinking about it, don't. It's stupid. It's off grid. Like, don't go to a place that gets 120 plus degrees in the summer. That's off grid, because you're not going to be able to go into somebody's AC. Like, think that through. And it always amazes me when people do come through and they legitimately have no idea how dangerous what they're doing is. And they'll walk into the library and like fresh out of their fucking ice cold AC car and like talk loudly about how, oh, it's not even that hot. I could totally handle this, blah, 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 blah. And then like walk around in the library for 15 minutes, get really, really hot and overheated, and just like dip without tipping. It's very annoying. So yeah, don't be that fucking moron. But in the wintertime, especially during like the height of the season, you can get like hundreds of people through a day. It's a lot. It's really overwhelming. That's why it's good to have a crew too, to like help to just deal with the sheer volume of folks, because there's a lot of them. It's a lot to deal with. Conra7 asks, what book makes the best rolling papers? Well, that's easy. It's a Gideon's Bible. That's when I have a big crew and a lot of them smoke, I'll leave a big ass bag of fucking shitty tobacco on the table next to a couple of Gideon's Bibles, and you know, if people want to go out and buy real rolling papers, then that's on them, because I'm not like, whenever I buy papers for the crew, they just fucking disappear, and like I don't even get to use one. So yeah, it's, if they don't have their own papers, there's at least something to use. Hot Tiger said, "Can I ask you about your horrible ex in the slabs?" I don't know about that. But yeah, he's pretty horrible. Pete Weirs says, "The other day my soda was hot from sitting in my car, and so was my whiskey. I thought about Slab City. Then it didn't seem so bad." Yeah, man, you ain't had a hard time with that until you're drinking like actual hot whiskey at like 115 degrees. That's fucking gnar. It burns. Yeah, Jen, you can come to the barbecue in November. Slab City Library Barbecue 2022. Let's get it. Okay, you guys are all asking me questions that are not related to Slab City Library. Yeah. Yodi says, "I'm sure this has been asked, but what year did you move to the library?" It was in 2014. So actually, yeah, thanks for asking. The way that I found out that, so basically I had gone to the library for the first time in 2013 because a couple of folks had started to try and reestablish it, and I actually spent a good amount of time volunteering over there. I was one of the only two people that were going over there when these guys were going over there, and they had started building a little bar and onto what was left of the library. They tidied it up, put up some fresh shelves, and actually started like clearing out a lot of the books that were totally trashed because the library hadn't been maintained in years and years. So of course the roof was like collapsing in, and what was left in there was just completely annihilated, just rained on, etc. And all of the good books had been, you know, nerped. Now, if you weren't here for my last live stream when I explained what nerping means, that's slabber for like low key stealing, like gray area theft. Like, you know, if it's unattended in the desert, is it really stealing it, right? So all of the best books had been nerped, and these guys had moved, like kind of low key moved into it, and we're trying to fix it up. And I went over and helped sort books, and like the only books that they had at that point were, and I mean, you got to work with what you got. It was literally just like paperback novels. There was romance, suspense, and westerns. And that was it. It was, they took what was left from what had survived in boxes, just put up on the shelves. And those three sections are the three types of books that are the number one most donated types of books besides the Bible, which is why we smoke the Bible. But yeah, so like the paperback novels, people bring them in prolific amounts. So that's what was there. And so these guys threw in like a kind of an opening party for the library, like, yay, we brought back the library. They threw like this like cute wine and cheese party. A handful of folks came. It was, you know, it was like a soft opening in and it was cute. And I went to it. I was super stoked. I met some other folks, and I was like, this is rad. I like this. I'm glad that these guys are bringing the library back to life and like rebuilding it. This is promising. With it wasn't like completely overhauled, but it was like, they had put enough work into it that you could see the potential in it again, and it was cool. So I was like, fuck yeah. And then, of course, they didn't make it through the summer. Most folks don't. So I came back next year for the winter, and I was like super stoked. I was like, oh, I can't wait to see, if the library fucking survived the summer. And I, went over there, and it was in really bad. It was in really bad shape. It was in like almost worse shape than it was before these guys had started fixing it up. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what happened specifically, but like, sometimes when you fix things up in places like slabs or, more, I don't know, poverty and unregulated places, people, they see stuff getting made up nice again, and then suddenly it becomes desirable, and then they want a piece, and then shit gets fucking looted. But I mean, again, if you leave shit unattended in the middle of the desert, is that really theft? And also, it seemed like some storms had rolled through and like really trashed the place too. But anyway, so the next season, it was like in really fucking bad condition. And this is I think this is maybe around when Aurora found the library too. I'm not sure, but yeah. So I went back. It was trash, and I was like, "This is sad." Well, it's probably not going to be around for much longer. And but then I also was looking for a place to live for a few years, longer term, because I had just come from Joshua Tree, where I was trying to like get a job and buy a piece of land, and then start building like a collective space, like a place where I could invite my cool ass friends, and they would have a place to crash out whenever they were passing through, or people would have a spot to build forts or work on projects and stuff. And that fell through. So yeah, I was looking for somewhere that I could do something like that. And Slab City, it's like, fuck it, I can just move in here for free. I don't have to buy a piece of land. I can just fucking find a spot here, build something. And yeah, I was originally looking to build an art gallery, but then actually Internet Rob mentioned that he kept fucking like telling me, he's like, Karn, you got to take over the library. We need a library. And a couple of other old timers were saying the same thing, because folks knew what I was looking for. And so I was like, you know what, that's kind of a cool idea. I thought about the logistics of it, like, it's close to the canal, so I wouldn't have to go very far to get water if I needed it. And it's on the edge of town, so it's quieter. I'm not like all up in the fucking business where everybody's loud and fucking, but it's close enough where people can get to it if they need to, far enough that I don't have to like, yeah, be up in the middle of fucking downtown Slab City chaos zone. And there was already a partial structure there, like for the books, and the rest is it was not in good shape, but like it was something to start with. It had history. There was this woman's fucking gravestone out front, like, and like really nice shade trees, and yeah, so it was like, well, you know what, fuck it, well, I'll try it. And at the very least, if I fail, then I'll be able to leave the library in a better condition than it was when I moved in. At the very least, like, rebuild some roofs and tidy the place up a little bit. All right, let's see here. We got Kickdown from Styles. Thanks so much. Let's see. Now, if y'all are asking questions not related to the subject matter, I'm going to ignore them. So, yeah. Russ is asking, are there any new livestock at the library? How are the kittens doing? Love the library backdrop you got going on there. No, I don't think there's any livestock at the library currently. I got rid of all the chickens when I headed out last year. And you can see that part in part 1 of my How Far Will My $200 Car Go series. Go watch that. It's fucking awesome. It's on my fucking homepage. Konami says, is there a video game section of the library? It's it's small. There's like a mixed media area, and there are video games, mostly like retro stuff like PlayStation games. There's some like, yeah, they come in every now and then, but they also go out pretty quick too. Nomad Terry is asking, how many books do you have in Slab City Library? Nobody's ever sat down and counted them before, but we have had like a book broker. I don't know, like a person that like deals with book volume in bookstores and libraries, and he estimated at the time, this was years ago, that there was probably about 5,000 books in the library. And that's probably about right. Maybe 3,000 to 5,000, I'd say. Hey, what's up, Mac? Oh, Mad Mac, you were at the fucking... Oh, no, okay. The different wine and cheese party. Okay. I was like, I didn't think you were coming to Slabs back then. Yeah, we... Ew. We need more wine and cheese parties in Slabs. Can we have that, please? I'm just putting that out into the world. I love the idea of a bunch of filthy fucking slab people in like... We've had like nice tea parties and stuff too. There have been a couple of those, but like, yeah, we need more wine and cheese parties and like tea parties and pseudo fancy parties, please, where we can dress in our wasteland best. I just love that shit. I think that's fucking brilliant. John Rowe asks, are you looking for books? I'm not the person to ask because I'm not running the library in Slab City anymore. But there is a Slab City Library Facebook page. And, but typically we're not looking for more books. Most of the time people locally bring in plenty of books, and we only have so much space to keep them. So a lot of times we're at capacity. But we do like it when you send money, and Aurora has I think a PayPal or Venmo link that I should have added to this stream for donations to the library. But if anybody wants to donate to the library right now, then you can drop something in my PayPal with a note attached to it that says for Slab City Library. If you want to do that, and I'll get it to the library. I'll get it to Aurora. If you are so called to do that. Wild Horses is asking, what are the most needed supplies for the crew to have to help make the day better? Money. Yeah. We've got plenty of like supplies and things, scrap materials, games, fun stuff, whatever. We don't want stuff though. There's an abundance of stuff in this country, but yeah, we're broke. Anarchists, punks, and librarians are like broke as shit. You combine all those three, that's like quasi broke. So yeah, if you want to donate to the library, like I said, go to my Venmo or PayPal, and add a note that says for Slab City Library with your donation. Cindy Shigler says, where else could you get a good stick and poke and a good book all at the same time? Yeah, and an ice cold beverage too. It's nice. Alitza says, Allie says, wine and cheese pairing with shark coochie boards. Hell yeah. We need them shark coochie boards. Robert asks, what's Wi-Fi or cell service like at or near the library? Back when I first moved in the library, it was like pretty much almost non-existent. Nowadays, it's not so bad because they built a new cell tower near an island. Ooh, my fucking phone scrolling is not working good. Whoops. Okay. Well, cool. Yeah, so I already dropped my phone again. This was a pretty fucking new phone, and it's cracked to shit, of course. It's only a matter of time before it's like completely shattered, like all of my other phones. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, I lived year round at the library for shit, almost 7 years, and I go in and out now when I'm back in the area, or like when somebody has needed a break since I left the library, then I'll go back and stick around. It hasn't been easy to be able to step away from it because, like, you know, it was my fucking life's work for years. Like, yeah, fucking almost 7 years. And it's a lot. There's a lot to it. There's so much work that that goes into it. So I had been looking for somebody to take on the curator role for years, and there was a number of people that I had hopes for and worked with who were a big help for the time that they were there, but you know, for one reason or another, couldn't hack it long term. And so yeah, it's definitely been a challenge, and it's not like there's no step-by-step guide on how to run an anarchist library in a squatter town on an abandoned military base in the middle of the desert. So you know, just kind of figuring it out as we go. And I think that well, you know, I think that whatever happens, happens. But it's, you know, it's doing good currently, and I can't wait to see how the winter season pans out. And yeah, I'll be in and out throughout the winter probably. I don't know. It is like the best place to be in the winter, I've got to say, because it's like everywhere else is cold and shitty. Slab City is nice. It's the time of year when it is really nice. So if you want to come and visit and hang out, then yeah, anytime between October and February is when you want to be there. It's a fucking blast. Party every night. Just, yeah, absolute madness. That's why I stuck around for so long. That's what got me through the summers, was just like, you know, when it starts cooling down again and all the kids start coming back, then we're going to party it up and it's going to be awesome. And I can just kick back and relax while my friends fucking help me run the bar and run the house. Yeah, summer's rough, and it's long, but winter's great. But it's also just really chaotic and tiring too. There's a lot to it. Lieutenant Dan says, get a DeWalt phone. Buy one for me, man. I can't even fucking afford like basic things day to day. The only reason I have a place to stay right now is because I'm doing volunteer work in exchange for it. Like, yeah, I can barely afford fucking gas. I can't buy a fucking fancy ass phone. Ain't gonna happen. Get down with the kick down. You know where the links are. I'm a broke fucking piece of shit, and I have been since I was just a wee one. So, yeah. Let's see. Get down with the kick down. Put some money in my PayPal account. Gonna drop my phone all the time. It's gonna be cracked all the time. Ain't nothing I can do about it except say, fuck you, pay me. Fuck you, pay me. I'm broke as shit. Fuck you, pay me. My PayPal link's in the description. And I got Venmo too and Patreon. If you want to see tasteful semi-nudes. Just kidding. Actually, no. That may happen. That's on the table. But currently, there are no tasteful semi-nudes. There is an undie pic, I think. And yeah, I've taken some cool pictures around New Orleans while I've been here. And I am about to put out on my Patreon a new little journal entry with some fresh pictures that I'm not releasing anywhere else. All right, we're almost at an hour here. If you have any questions about Slab City Library that you've been dying to ask, and I ignore you in the other live streams because we're not talking about Slab City Library. We are currently talking about Slab City Library, so now is the time. Your deepest, darkest, burning questions. We'll take them for a limited time only because I am fucking tired. So tired. Why am I so tired? Oh yeah, because I got super caffeinated earlier today, like way over caffeinated, and then I sorted a whole bunch of books in here, and I turned my mind into fucking silly putty over it, and that's my fault. Also, I did drugs with my very good friend last night, which was cool and good and wholesome and fun and not, yeah. I say doing drugs facetiously, but like, you know, yes, we were doing that, but it wasn't like, you know, we weren't like shooting up heroin or something. We were just having having a good old time talking about life and philosophy and yeah. Anyway, good times. Everybody's fucking asking about Satan. Satan, come here. Come here. Come here. She's like being so lazy right now. Satan, come here. Come here. Why are you being a dork? I want to hold you. want to hold you. Okay. Oh, maybe she's scared. I think she's scared because there was some thunder earlier, and she's like super sketched out by thunder. See, look at her. She's like disassociated. She just wants to go back to hiding under the couch. Hey, can you stop being a big wuss about thunder? It's like kind of embarrassing. There's nothing to be scared of. There's also every now and then there's like gunfire nearby or fireworks and stuff. So yeah, Satan doesn't really like the city when that's happening. Hell yeah, Captain Grimm has an Instagram for one of Satan's puppies, one of the Satan spawn, and Reaper is a little pirate dog, and she's fucking cute as hell. And yeah, she's got some really awesome pirate garb, and just is such a cute pup. You should go follow that Instagram, and you should follow my Instagram. Let me take a look at who kicked down. Oh, fuck yeah, we got one from Lodi. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. Hell yeah. D2 Excite says, for the 4th, I was under my bed with my pup. She was so scared. Oh, poor baby. Yeah, especially 4th of July is so hard for dogs in the city. We don't hang out in the city very often either. Like, Slab City is pretty in the middle of fucking nowhere. It's pretty fucking in the middle of nowhere. It's close enough to some small towns that you can get by and get things that you need and stuff. But it's in the middle of the fucking desert. And the library is kind of outside of like the main, it's outside of Slabs proper. We're in like the Slab boondocks. And so it's a little quieter, but also right next to Slab City is a bombing range. So every now and then you'll get, I mean, sometimes more often than every now and then. Sometimes it's like all day, where the military will be like dropping bombs, and there's like gunfire and stuff like that. And every time that happens, Satan gets like super, super not okay. And it's like you would think that she would get used to it after a while, but no, it fucks her up every time. Anyway, I'm gonna smoke some weed, and yeah, if you have any more questions about Slab City Library, now is your chance. Now's your time to shine, because I'm gonna fuck off pretty soon here. Oh yeah, join the Discord server. And if you're watching this like retroactively, feel free to leave a comment and ask questions there, or you can join us in the Discord and ask your questions there as well. And yeah, there's a bunch of cool people in the Discord hanging out, having a good time. Might be cool to do like a speakeasy chat. I don't know, shit, maybe I'll do a speakeasy chat tonight. I don't know. I've been like holed up in here, isolated for like a couple of weeks now. So I'm like, it's not like there's not friends to hang out with here. I don't have the money to go out to bars, nor do I have the desire to go out to bars, even if I did have the money, because I could be using that money for something better. It's expensive. Like fucking a drink in a bar is like $6 for the cheapest shit. You want to get 5 drinks, that's, $20, $30. That's wild. $30 could feed me for like 2 days. I don't know. It's a racket. I can't do it. I'd rather get, smoke a bowl under a fucking bridge or something. But yeah, so I haven't really been going out much. And yeah, so I'm a little bit socially starved. I need socialization, please. Be my friend. Love me. Oh, we got something from Riley Martin. Thanks, dude. Appreciate you. You guys are great. Fucking wonderful. Ugh. What do we got here? I don't even... Nope, that's it. I've been working on writing a couple of new songs, but they're not finished yet. But when they are, I'll play them for you. Rod Ostrich says, I'll have a drink and a smoke with you in the speakeasy. Fuck yeah, man. Yeah, I think I'll pop in there after this. So if y'all want to join me in the speakeasy, there's the Discord server and you can join voice chat and talk about stupid shit. Hell yeah. Michael's doing a song request. I don't even think I could get through a song right now. I'm like so low energy. I don't even know what timing I want. Hey, Dave Lowe's in. You're like late. I'm about to fuck off. Nice. Okay. Captain Grim says, show some love, smash, spank, or tickle that like button, and subscribe. Make sure if you subscribe that you also hit the bell notification because my live streams are at irregular times. I can't keep a schedule, and I'm not going to. That's not my style. So if you don't want to miss the next live stream, you're going to want to hit the bell. It could be anything. It could be like something educational and cerebral, like a talk about politics, or it could be some bullshit like me fucking a lemon with my toe and like jerking off a yam or whatever the fuck we did on that other one. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll be drunk as shit and swearing at everybody about something that I'm very passionate about. I don't know. Yeah, so there's, yeah, be part of the chaos. That would be great. Hey, we got a kick down from Rob K. Thanks so much, dude. Maybe one of these days I'll do like a marathon where I just stay on live stream for like 10 hours or something. And yeah, I don't know. That'd be hilarious. Let's do, 20-hour live stream. That'd be wild. All right, well, you know what? I'm gonna fuck off, I guess. And I'll see you in the Discord if you join us. And thanks for joining me. That was our recap episode of Slab City Library. Hope you all have a good weekend and a good evening. And yeah, catch you later. Bye.